Hi, my name's Tony, and welcome to Our Amazing Kids. We're here to talk about soccer with Dory and Dominic.
Hello.
Hey, Dory, so how long have you been playing soccer?
Hey Tony, so I haven't played in a long time, but I grew up playing soccer. I played for 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
So you started when you were 6?
About 4. I played from 4 to 18 or 19 until I went off to college. So
Wow.
yeah.
I've played football and basketball, but I don't know anything about the rules of soccer. I don't know what's offsides or anything, so maybe you could kind of give me an idea what the whole goal is, how you score and things like that.
Sure. Soccer is, I love it. It's very, very dear and close to my heart. And, one of the goals is to score a goal. So you have 2 teams of 11 that are going opposite ways, trying to score a goal. And you mentioned offsides, and offsides is what happens. So you have, your forward line, your mid line, your defense. And if the forwards from the other team are behind the defense, in between the defense and the goalie, that's considered offsides.
I see.
When the ball's played, like if you're standing there and the ball's not played to you, it's not an infraction.
I see.
But if the ball's being played to you and you're in an offside position, you'll be determined offsides.
I have seen soccer on TV, and it seems like the field, it's called a pitch, right? It's a lot bigger than a football field, is it?
I think the biggest it can go is like 125 by 85, which a football field would be 120 with the 2 end zones.
I see.
So 100 yards if you take away the end zones, and 55 yards wide maybe.
Wow.
So it's a little bit more room out there for sure. It's funny how you bring up scoring goals. Well, I'm the opposite. I'm the goalie. I'm the one supposed to stop. I stop the goals.
I see.
Yeah. So that's my goal, is to eliminate the goals. So it's funny because it's totally different than what you probably experienced, because I don't think you played goalie, did you?
No, I was actually sweeper though, so
Yeah.
I'd be
Well,
protecting
same,
you.
Same team, defense. Defense wins championships for sure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So goalie, I always had this thing where I always thought goalie had nothing to do with soccer, but it has everything to do with soccer, because we just stand there, really. There's more to that, just standing there, but you're not as involved as the other 10 people on the pitch.
It's a lot of running.
It is a lot of running.
So you played how long? 15 years?
15 years, yeah.
Wow.
It was my life.
What club did you play for?
It started out as SoCal Millennium, because I'm from SoCal, and then it turned into Real California.
Oh, very cool.
And so, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. Traveled all around, 4 or 5 days a week, 2-3 games a week, and yeah.
And
passion.
the other thing that confused me about soccer was that it's not quarters, it's thirds.
Halves.
Halves.
Oh, halves. And how long are they?
45 minutes. Yeah, so 90
45 minutes of running.
Yes, exactly. So especially if you're midfielder, any position that runs. If you play the whole game, you're running for 90 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll say they probably average player 90-minute game will run between 5 to maybe 8 miles in between there. That's a lot.
That's a
lot
lot,
of running.
especially since you're not jogging.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I myself jog sometimes as much as 10 feet a day. So I can relate to the jogging versus running full speed. And the other thing that always fascinated me, even though I never played and really never watched, was the footwork of, like, I guess you still call it dribbling. Yeah. How do you control a ball with your feet? I've seen guys do stuff behind their.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just habit. It started at a young age, But it's crazy to compare the game soccer to like other sports, because just the coordination that you use with your feet, you just nailed it. It's a lot more challenging to control the ball in small spaces. I love basketball, and I'm not the best dribbler.
Right.
So I can't compare those, because I'm way better with my feet than my dribbling a basketball.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just gotta touch the ball. You gotta love it. Make it your friend.
And no hands except for the goalie.
Yes.
And when they take it out, don't they throw it?
Throw-ins.
The side out, is it called side out or something like that?
Just a throw in.
Yes.
Just out of bounds, throw in. Yeah.
Wow. And there was one other question I had about penalty kicks. You have to kick over a line of guys, or is it just one-on-one with the goalie?
You want to answer that?
Sure. Well, it really depends. So if there is a infraction or, someone fouls you in the goalie box, because there's the boxes on the
Right,
field.
right.
Within the goalie box, then it's one player against the goalie. It's called a penalty kick, just one shot.
Okay.
If
12
it's
yards.
Out, 12
yards out, yeah.
If it's outside of the box, then you want to kick it into the box, but there's an opportunity for the other team to defend it. So
I
that's
see.
why you'll see the line of guys. They're
Okay.
there, trying to jump and block it as much
Right.
as they can.
Don't make, like, if you don't mind, don't make, it's,
No,
it's
go
called
ahead,
a wall.
please.
They make a
A
wall.
wall,
You
yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
the goalie will determine how the distance of how far the free kick is, and that will determine how many guys you want to place in the wall. Farther away, less, closer, 5, 6 guys in the wall.
And the net is a lot of area to cover.
It's eight by 24. So it's
8 feet tall.
8 feet tall, 24 feet wide.
And only one person.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You gotta,
Only
I
one
know.
person has to cover all that.
Yeah,
It
so
just-
it's.
Yeah.
I'm 6'1", so I'm not really the tallest goalkeeper, but I've always played bigger than what I
Right,
represent.
right,
Just the
right.
way I just kind of I carry myself on the field, and just the way I'll, set myself up during certain plays, just to just look bigger.
Yeah.
You can do that. It's really important for a goalkeeper to do that because, we're such at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So any type of advantage that you can put on a field player mentally by maybe giving him something, showing him something, or taking something away, can come to your advantage. So it's hard, but it's just fun when they can't score on you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right.
you know?
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
So did you have a favorite player? Or
Favorite player? I mean, of course, when I was little, Mia Hamm was everything, So
from the
in-
Olympics?
Yeah, third, fourth grade, I did a book report on Mia Hamm wearing her jersey, just so excited, this is my idol. And then after that, I remember watching Abby Wambach grow, and
I've heard of her.
yeah, they said she was the new Mia Hamm. So since number 9 was taken, I was like, I'll take Abby Wambach's number, and I'll be number 16, and that stuck.
She's a good goal. She was a good player.
Yeah,
Very good
yeah.
goal scorer.
Yeah, she's great.
The women's team is amazing. The U.S. women's team.
Yeah.
They've won multiple World Cups. The men's side, we're still trying to figure it out. We're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's just the culture. The culture of the sport is not really the norm in the States.
Yeah.
So there's
It's
little
true.
things that the little kid that doesn't even his mom and dad never played, they really can't show these little things that maybe
Right.
someone who has been around the game or even someone who was born in Europe or in Latin America, where it's pretty much in your DNA.
Yeah, soccer's
When I was
everything.
when I was little, I remember every time a sports show would come on, a Wide World of Sports, they'd show Pele.
Oh, man,
where
yeah.
he would kick it as he was
yeah.
midair and kick it that way.
Bicycle kick, they call that. Yeah.
And, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
how does he do that? First of all, how do you jump and get vertical, and then have the wherewithal to kick the ball in midair back that way?
Yeah.
And I just said, maybe I'll just stick with shooting.
I remember that was a thing when we were little kids, like, be like Pele after
Yeah.
practice. You're just trying to flip and kick, and you're landing on your head and your
Yeah,
neck. And
At a young age, it doesn't hurt, right?
True, exactly.
Yeah, Pele was great. It was like Diego Maradona.
Yeah, I've
he was a
heard
little
of
more wild character than Pele. Even now, Cristiano Ronaldo,
Yeah.
Lionel Messi. There's a bunch of the sport is growing a lot. We're still waiting for that American star to really come around and just take over the sport to help us. So
So I guess once you get into it, it becomes a passion
Oh, for
like
sure.
nothing else.
For sure.
And it's funny because the best part about now, especially being in this region, that we have that my former team, Sacramento Republic, which actually gives kids, even older parents or people, just to get an idea of the game. You have people who've never even really seen the game, like how you said you have,
Yeah.
right? I would encourage you to go watch a game in Sacramento because every game you have 10,000 people plus.
Yeah.
The environment is like a European match where you have a section of people like banging drums, playing trumpets, singing chants, and it's even. I tell people who don't even like the game, I'm like, just go to the game, you know, see all the stuff that's going around you, and I guarantee you'll be back. And always happen. Oh my God, give me some more tickets. Give me some more tickets.
Yeah.
They love it, you know. And plus our region, you know, we're known for maybe not having the most stuff to do around here, you know, which I don't think is true, right? But now the soccer team actually gives us something to do in the summertime, you know, and the Kings are not playing, and so it's really good for the community. That's the most important thing. It's going to actually change the culture in this area.
So how many goals have you scored in a game? Have you ever had a hat trick? Or no, that's hockey.
No, you can say that in soccer as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, probably a couple max in a game, but my ending position was sweeper, which is the last defender.
Oh.
So I often didn't score too many goals, but they would have me go up on corner kicks whenever
Yeah.
I could jump. So lots of headers. That was mainly my
Would you
scored
head the
goals
ball?
off a header.
Oh no.
Go for a header.
We need a soccer ball right now.
That's another thing too. Hitting you can't use your hand, but you can hit it with your head. And I remember, you know how they're always talking about safety and all that. And it just seemed to me that a ball coming at you full speed and you head it in a different direction, that must hurt.
Yeah, there's a perfect spot, a sweet spot to hit it, you know, that you really have to get down. And actually, at one time I didn't, and I still have a chipped tooth today.
Yeah, I was gonna say
right here, a little chipped tooth.
Yeah, he nosed it. He nosed it. He
Yep.
meant to hit it, but he nosed it.
It's funny because if you know, obviously if you're kind of just hanging around and a ball just hits you without you, you know, knowing it's coming, that's gonna hurt real bad.
Right,
If you're-
right.
Obviously, right? And if you're able to like, you know, see the impact coming and like, you know, clench your neck muscles and, you know, drive to the ball, actually doesn't hurt. You know, sure there's times where it still does, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm
but you know,
sure.
with me playing goalie, I coach a lot of kids in the greater Sacramento area, and I actually tell the kids that you must encourage the ball to hit you in the face. Now, I know you're looking at me crazy, right? Because it's inevitable, right? It's going to happen, you know. So I try to tell kids like, look, if you're going to play this position, you have to just accept that you're going to get smacked right in the grill. Like,
Yeah.
it can happen every
Sacrifice
day,
your
it can happen
body.
every other day. It's going to happen. So you kind of just have to like just enjoy it in a kind of weird way, right? Obviously, we don't enjoy it, but I would never tell anyone I don't enjoy it.
Yeah. You just have to accept it, that it's part of the game. You're gonna tumble, you're gonna fall, you're gonna slide
Right,
top, you're gonna get
right.
kicked
Yeah.
in every place
Yeah,
imaginable.
there'll be times where I can recall making a couple saves where maybe I wasn't able to get my hands up fast enough, so I'll throw my head out there and like block it. I have a decent sized head too, so it came in handy a couple times. So.
Well, looking at this noggin, I guess goalie is the position for me. You just
Yeah, just like that.
get it around my head and you'll score. It always seems like it's just guys running around. Are there set plays?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, definitely. I think if you don't understand the game, you can't see all of the coordination that is
Right.
going on. But I mean, there's 10 players, and every single one is always involved, whether it's positioning, preparing for defense, even though you're on offense, or it's, you know, someone's running to fake out, but really the person's running beyond. There's just so much going on.
Yeah,
It's like a
it's-
well-oiled machine.
The Brazilians call it the beautiful game.
Really?
Because if you kind of understand what's going on, you can how you explain, you know, just the movements of the players, which are they're not just running to run. You know,
Right,
they're actually
right.
they have, you know, they're moving within their position to create space for themselves or a teammate. So yeah, it's if you understand like the flow of it, it's really nice to watch.
So when you're defending an area, not another player, really, right? Or you just
I mean, all of it.
Yeah.
It depends on the intuition of the game. There's a lot of intuition involved, and there's so much awareness too, because at every point, you always have to be aware of the entire field. So
Right.
you may have a designated area, but then there may be a player that is so super talented that you always want to be on them. And so with each game, it really does differ based on the, you know, what that game is, what's created between those two teams.
Amazing. It's pretty fascinating, actually, for somebody like me. That's another thing too. I mean, they say the decline of American baseball is because cities don't have baseball fields, and I would imagine that's why there's less urban soccer, because there's no soccer fields.
And that's also, I think, once we get that one young player who can appeal to the community,
Yeah.
and like wow, he's a star, and he's American,
Yeah.
you know, and he's playing abroad, you know, doing damage out there. That's gonna make every kid, you know, jump to go play. It's a fun sport, and like, you know, I played baseball, and the problem with baseball now, you know, back in, you know, maybe 10, 15 years ago, our attention span was maybe like 8 to 10 seconds,
Yeah.
and now we have like I think on average it's like 3 seconds. You know, we can't pay attention, got the cell phone, got this, you know. So I went to the A's game with my sister 2 weeks ago. It was fun. I had a great time. I love baseball. But, you know, little nephew, she was getting like, oh my God. you know? But yeah, baseball's I love all sports. I think it's important to play, not just soccer. I think as a growing child, play as many sports as you possibly can.
Right.
For coordination, everything, you know.
Teamwork, communication,
Yeah.
you know, finding a passion for something and having a goal, and, you know, I just think it really teaches you to believe in yourself, and that when you dedicate yourself to something, you know, you really learn so much about yourself and your potential, and always, you know, going beyond the potential of who you even thought you could be.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back and talk more about soccer with Dory and Dominic.
Titans go! When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely.
Road trip! You know it's super.
To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly.
Hollywood, here we come! The Atom has arrived!
Have a seat, my dude.
For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Impressive!
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
So what kind of advice would you guys give to kids that are interested in soccer, or what are the benefits of playing soccer?
I mean, my first bit of advice would be, if you are interested, give it a shot. You know, as with anything in life, if something interests you, just go give it a shot and try it and see if you like it, because how will you know if you like anything in life if you don't at least give it a shot? And it might turn into a 15-year passion like it was for myself, or however many years it was for you.
A lot of years, you know.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. I think you said it earlier in the last segment. I'm a firm believer of believing in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't believe in yourself, then who's going to believe in you? You know. So I think any type of sport, you know, for a kid to play, you know, the camaraderie of being with other people, you know, sacrificing stuff, you know, and when you're a young kid, you don't understand those things,
Right.
you know, but when you get a little older, those things start to like, oh wow, you know, sports actually done this for me, and it's made me who I am, and it probably kept me out of trouble, you know. So I would just encourage kids to play any sport, really, not just soccer. Just go out there, even if you want to go be the world's greatest pianist, you know, just have a will and a drive, and that's what soccer has taught me to just basic life skills, you know, to just, you know, work hard, you know, set goals. God, man, I met so many people. God, that's the best part of playing sports. You meet so many different people, you know, and I have so many friendships that I can go back from since I was like 5 years old, you know. So that's like some of the best stuff. That is the most important thing, you know. Playing soccer professionally and all that, you know, getting paid for it was great, but nothing beats like the life lessons sports will can help you.
Especially team sports.
And it's helped me just outside the field, just to be a good person, to socialize with people,
You hear a recently retired athlete, it seems like that's the common thread is, I miss my guys.
Yeah.
I miss being in the locker room
Yeah.
with the lifelong friendships formed. And I think about like a tennis player. They're dedicated just like a soccer player, but they're more or less alone. And I just think team sports build that, I don't know, this, like you said, that sense of community and a common goal.
Yeah.
And sacrifice.
Yeah, and I think it's going through this shared experience with other people, and as much as sports teach you passion and purpose and inspiration, it's kind of a metaphor for life that we're going through something together,
Right.
and creating this community because, what is life but experiencing community and camaraderie, and going through hardships and wins together. And, I think that one other thing that sports taught me as well, which was very valuable for life, was being okay with making mistakes.
Right.
That's a big thing. I mean, because you can never, ever play a perfect game.
Right.
And so as a sweeper, there's times where I couldn't defend that person, and then a goal was scored, and you have to be okay with, what? Now I just have to try harder.
Right.
Now I have to get back into the game. You can't just give up right there.
Right.
As like with life, all right, what can I do?
I think it's so important even if you're a professional, even more important if you're a young kid, to go out on your own and play. Don't always wait to go play something organized.
Right.
Go do your own thing. Go touch the ball, go shoot a basket, just go on your own and have that drive to work, to not always have someone else motivate you, but you motivate yourself. I think that's probably single-handed the most important thing, and especially and I'm talking about goalkeeping because, I train goalies. I see maybe kids once a week for my lessons, right? And I'm always telling you come here once a week. This is not enough for you to become what you want to become. You have to really go grab your dad, your sister, your friend, and go on your own and take these skills I'm teaching you and go practice all the time. You have to have that drive to become, especially goalkeeping. I know some are more natural athletes than others, but I think that's the most coolest thing when I go to a park or anyone I see someone just playing by themselves. It could be anything.
This has been a truly educational show for your host, someone who's never kicked a soccer ball in his life. But I do appreciate the passion, and it's obvious you both have it for this particular sport. And I want to thank you for being on Our Amazing Kids. And I hope you guys will get out there, find your passion.